Hi,
Hello.
how are you doing?
So I'm doing good. What about you?
Great, great, great. As good as one can be in these times. Yeah.
So let me try this in the voice of a proper radio host.
Okay.
आज आज की शो में अगला गाना कंपोज किया है आईएमएन ने, और हमारी जो अगले गेस्ट है वो बहुत बड़े कलाकार, गीतकार और मशहूर, सी माय हिंदी इज रियली बैड, और बहुत ही मशहूर इंसान जो हमें ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं। अली जफर, वेलकम टू कुछ तो करोना।
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for being here, and my Hindi sucks, so don't
That's
try.
all right.
So don't try.
कैसे मिजाज है आपके? सब खैरियत से है? बड़ी खुशी हुई आपसे मिलके, और आपके तवस्सुत से सभी लोगों से यहाँ मिलके, जितने भी लोग हैं यहाँ पे, तो सबको मेरा बहुत सा सलाम, प्यार और
प्रणाम।
तमाम वो प्रणाम और तमाम अच्छी दुआएं और क्या कहते हैं, ऑल द बेस्ट wishes for now and forever to everybody who is watching. Yeah.
बिल्कुल, आपने जो सब सारी चीज बताई उसमें से मुझे कुछ भी समझ में नहीं आया, but I understood salam and I understood pranam. But
that's enough.
But tell me, Ali, is it as difficult the situation on the other side as it is here?
I'm not very well versed with कि वहाँ पे कितनी serious है, but over here I mean, it is pretty serious, and it took a little time initially to build that awareness that how important it is for people to be at home and take this very seriously, because to educate people, and then obviously people have to go to their jobs and work and families, and people, it's very difficult to sort of go under a lockdown for a poor man also, but at the same time it's a catch-22 situation. At the same time, it's important to, lock things down and to contain the population and human interaction also, to contain the virus, because all the countries, whoever got sorry, my green tea is here, if you will allow me.
Lovely. But, I would have requested you for some, but it's impossible in times such as these.
Yeah, it's very important nowadays to keep your immunity high also, and that's a good, decent way to go about it is that you, in your diet, you sort of keep a healthy diet, and hot water with lemon. The vitamin C in lemon is supposed to be really good for your immunity, and so other things also to help you prevent this. But anyhow, let's continue with.
No, आप diet की बात कर रहे थे, तो I was like, first you started with the word diet, and I was wondering, saying, what diet are you talking about? Then you said healthy diet, and then you continued with your daily routine, which is understandable. But
I'm just saying that everybody should, in order for you to build your immunity against the virus, it's highly recommendable that you, there are some, things that sort of build that immunity, and green tea and hot water and lemon and vitamin C and herbs and echinacea, and there are other various things that you can take in your diet to build that immunity, which people, I think, should look out on and put that in their diet. Yeah.
But do you go and get them yourselves, like ordinary people like us? Because
let's make it very clear.
Is Pakistan also in lockdown? Are parts of Pakistan in lockdown?
Yeah, yes. Pakistan is largely in a lockdown, but there are, the transportation is open. The means to get medicine to the hospitals and the shops, and some the areas of construction are open. So the government has kept some areas open for the economy to keep flowing, and not for everything to come to a complete standstill. And but mostly, you can say it's like a lockdown. Yeah.
So does that allow you room to get out of your? So are you guys allowed to step outside your home for essentials, or is that?
Yeah, I like to sort of, if you ask me personally, I'm in almost like a self-imposed quarantine in my daily routine in life. Also, I like to be alone and by myself in my house or my studio, unless I have to go out for work, obviously for concerts and if there's a shoot or otherwise. But normally people are strictly advised to remain at home.
Yeah, in your case, you do it by choice. In my case, people lock me up, not out of choice. But what I wanted to ask you is you said that you prefer being in isolation and working on your songs and composing, and also traveling the world, as you rightly said. And the latter is something that's been impaired. But apart from that, no other change in the day in your routine.
Yeah, various changes. Actually,
There are many problems between our countries, but I hope internet connectivity is not one.
yeah, that's surely not one of those. Yeah, I mean, all the changes have been for me, they've been for the good. Like, I'll tell you, I've gotten to spend more time with my family, my children, and in my thoughts, I've been writing a lot. I love writing, whether
And
that's my poetry or songs or, yeah.
I'm saying poetry. I was just touching upon poetry
Yeah.
because you're the hidden poet has now come. Now everybody knows about your skill and about the wonderful poetry you write. आप कुछ नया लिख रहे हो? Are you writing something new?
हाँ, नई चीजें लिखता रहता हूँ. I've written various new prose and poetry also. So वो कुछ चीजें अपने लिए होती हैं, and then some things I share with people in their own time. So yeah.
I wouldn't like to compel you, but why not request you before somebody else requests? Would you like to share something that you just written?
Yeah, Abhi, let me just.
I'm sure you're. And suddenly the comments changed to love struck, please do. I'm waiting eagerly.
if people are interested, all these lovely people are interested in something, then definitely. I have a folder, it's called My Writings. Yeah, there is.
Oh, nice.
In English or in Urdu? Let's ask them this first.
Please share. We're getting both English and Urdu. आप जिसमें whatever you feel is appropriate. उर्दू में रहेगा तो बाद में आप translate कर दीजिए. खैर मुझे थोड़ी उर्दू तो समझ में आती है. तो and उर्दू में शायरी अच्छी ज़्यादा लगती है.
So ये एक चीज मैंने लिखी थी. This one is in English, but it's not poetry exactly. It's a small note. I keep writing notes. And since we are connecting after a long time, and there are a lot of people who are on the other side of the border, and we're here, and some are here, and so Ali said, it was something I wrote as I was feeling something, and I said that as our understanding and awareness expands, we stop separating ourselves from others. We understand that our separation is but a construct of our frail human intellect triggered by our ego. As we stop believing in the illusion of our permanence as physical beings, we start to develop a faith in our infinite nature. So that was one of the things that I wrote a while back.
ये फोन रख के नीचे मैं तालियां तो बजा रहा हूँ. No, but what you said is so true.
और उर्दू में सुनाता हूँ चले.
जी बिल्कुल.
इसका नज़म का उन्वान इस टाइटल, सो मैं थोड़ी सी उर्दू एक्सप्लेन भी करता जाऊँ साथ.
अरे बहुत ही बढ़िया ये तो.
इसका उन्वान है ख्याल, a thought.
Okay.
जिस तरह आपने सुना होगा, कभी कभी मेरे दिल में ख्याल आता है. सुना, ये तो सभी ने सुना है ना. ये है, मैं जिस ख्याल की तलाश में निकला था, मैं जिस ख्याल की तलाश में निकला था, वो मेरे ही वजूद का एक हिस्सा था. वजूद होता है आपका एग्जिस्टेंस, आपका सेल्फ. मैं जिस ख्याल की तलाश में निकला था, वो मेरे ही वजूद का एक हिस्सा था. जिस खोज में भटकता रहा मैं दर बदर. खोज इज इन सर्च ऑफ.
करेक्ट.
दर बदर मीन इधर उधर. जिस खोज में मैं भटकता रहा दर बदर, वो मेरी ही कहानी का एक किस्सा था. ये खिड़की जो तेरे दिल को खुलती है, ये खिड़की जो तेरे दिल को खुलती है, मेरे ही आंगन का एक दरीचा था. आंगन होता है जैसे कोई सहन कह ले घर का कोर्टयार्ड, और दरीचा होता है खिड़की।
करेक्ट।
वो खिड़की जो तेरे दिल को खुलती है, मेरे ही आंगन का एक दरीचा था, वो समझ न सका इसका कोई गिला नहीं जफर। वो समझ न सका इसका कोई गिला नहीं जफर, ये भी उसे समझाने का एक तरीका था। थैंक यू। तो थोड़ी बहुत ही होती रहती है जी।
This is spectacular. You are a hidden poet. Now with well recognized talent जैसे मैंने बताया, and आप आपकी शायरी पब्लिश भी करते हो?
Publish नहीं, I mean I put it on my Instagram account with hashtag AZ Writings, ताकि वो रिकॉर्ड में रहे। जो जो मुझे लगता है कि अब ये डाल देनी चाहिए। कुछ चीजें ऐसी होती है जो मुझे लगता है that maybe either I am not ready to share it or people are not ready to absorb it. I don't know.
तो आपने
how strange, no matter how strange that sounds, but sometimes, yeah. But
when you're talking to me, that's strange because I'm sounding any which way, and that is very strange. I'm talking.
So where are you right now? आपका हो कहाँ पे? What city are you in right now?
अभी मैं मुंबई में हूँ।
तो वहाँ पे कैसे हालात हैं? How are things over there?
यहाँ it's a complete lockdown. तो पूरे भारत में in all of India we have lockdown. So we've got a few hours out for essentials, but then apart from is self quarantine. And much like you are ambivert, I'm actually an introvert. So whenever I get awkward, I try to behave funny, which is why most of the times I'm awkward. But well, यहाँ भी गंभीर है, but the government is doing all it can. People are also cooperating, and I think in coronavirus and things like this, आपकी जो पहली शायरी थी, जो आपने अंग्रेजी में बताई थी, when you spoke about the fact that there should be no borders. And I also do fundamentally believe that in times such as these especially, that we should not have together, and that is why I wanted to really thank you, because it was my endeavor to get somebody from the other side.
Thank you. It's very, very kind of you and thoughtful. And actually, I also believe in this, that in times where there are divisive forces that are working, who tend to keep people separated or induce any kind of an emotion based on discrimination or hate or anything like that, the forces of love and humanity need to play a very aggressive and important part and role during those times, especially. So that's why I also thought that it's important that we connect again. I just actually wrote a tweet. It's a little utopian. So, it's about, let's see if we as human beings, what do we learn from it? And I said that, let's suppose it's August 2020 and the world has gone through a global challenge together. A lot has changed. A new awakening is on the horizon. The world leaders have assembled to resolve all pending conflicts through dialogue and invest all resources in human development, health, and education. So, so imagine if we came to that point.
I wish that is not just utopia. That's very altruistic of you to think about just, and that's one of the qualities that I know that that I've heard so much about. And the last time around, when you had come and spoken at IIMUN, but you had spoken, you were happier because you were addressing an audience without me. Today you have to talk to, but that always.
No, that's all right. One person has a whole universe inside himself or herself, so that's all right.
One thing I've observed about people like Javed Saab, people like people who are thinkers, their views are also very philosophical, and as much as it's utopian, it's something that I wish and I really hope, pray that it not just in your country, but I think world all across, they start investing more in the 3-4 things that you've just mentioned.
What a tragedy to mankind. I think sometimes, and a lot of people do think, and I want all the young people who are here from India and from Pakistan to think about this, that it is so
No.
I mean, things can be as complicated as we try to make them, and they can be as simple as as we make them. So, I mean, just imagine that if a few good men who are leading us can just sit down together and decide that our intention is to just resolve things for the common man and people through dialogue, and just sit and talk and come to a conclusion, whether that takes a week or a couple of months or even a year or 2 years or 5 years, but with the intention, the process starts that you have to come to a point where people are just allowed to meet, talk, interact, understand each other more. And, because when you're on the other side of the border, I mean, over here, you get to see only this side of the perspective and news. And over there, people are made to see only that, and especially the news and the news channels and some anchors. Oh my God. I mean, it's like
they are
I mean, how conveniently are they like propagating propagandas and lies, and I mean 24/7, and inducing a lot of hate inside people and conditioning them to hate. That why is it important to hate those people and that side? And that is so sad today. I mean, it's so,
yeah. What used to happen is, at least I'm sure, debates on TV screens used to be civil. These are like a shouting match. I think on both sides there are many news channels who've just become it's 9 p.m. prime time, and
and it's like, I mean, they're cashing in on their TRPs on, one person is sitting like this and he instigates a topic, and very cleverly people with different opinions, opposing opinions, are brought onto the panel, so that one says something that triggers the other person, that person starts shouting, and then that person starts shouting, and then the third one, and the screen is going like that.
And बाद में reality show की जरूरत ही नहीं है, क्योंकि वही reality show बन जाता है.
Yeah, exactly.
I do. And they propagate things like ultra-nationalism, which I think in a world where a world without borders, of course your country's identity is what defines you. But ultra-nationalism is something that is, and I completely concur with that. Unfortunately, we can do little about governments, but we can do a lot about people. And people to people connect. That is why I'm glad that
no, I think we can. I feel that we can do a lot about governments also. Regressive ideas of hate and all of that. Then they are bound to, reposition their stance sometimes, mostly. So we have to raise our voices as people. Yeah, but let's come to lighter topics for a change. I mean, people.
Yeah, let's come to that's what I'm saying. This was becoming a very heavy this thing. So let me ask you something on. You said about young people and you said about voicing things, but on that note also, on a lighter note, let me ask you about the second thing that we do in the show. It's called Tum Bhi Karona. During coronavirus, what is that one skill that you think that young people across the world should spend time in picking up? Apart from washing their clothes and washing the dishes, because that is something universally people are picking up.
So what I'm saying is that if one can acquire the skill of conversing with nature, trees or whatever, there's no better skill, to be honest.
Because I don't know whether you saw that video that Julia Roberts did, but she was the voiceover, and she said that humans are nature was here, nature will be after we are gone. And the original inhabitants of this planet is Mother Nature. We are just simply a species that has come and will go. And therefore, to that end, I think it is important that we are able to talk to the oldest set of people, the wisest set of people in and around us, which is nature.
Yeah.
But apart from this, apart from talking to nature, of course, this is a little more serious introspection based thing that you mentioned. But one light thing that you'd recommend. Do you watch Netflix? Do you like watching Netflix or things such as that? I
do. Yeah. I mean, it's been a while, but I do. I mean, I like to watch series, and I mean, sometimes, I mean, these days before going to sleep, me and my wife watch one episode of Friends again, at least. It makes you laugh and relax and chill, and then you just go to sleep. Yeah.
So is it Rachel, or is it Phoebe, or is it Monica?
I like Rachel.
Ah.
Yeah.
And if you had to choose a character for yourself, who would that be?
I think Joey.
Ah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
is it always two pizzas? Is it always two pizzas?
3. Yeah.
Only you can afford to have 3 pizzas and yet look the same. I start having 3 pizzas and 21 days of quarantine. Like the popular joke goes that after 21 days of quarantine in India, the Prime Minister will address people by saying, "Mere pyare sathiyo ki wajah se," he will, rather than that, he will say, "Mere pyare hathiyo." Instead of that.
Yeah.
But my dry sense of humor aside, let me take you to the third part of what I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
We have a 21-day lockdown here, and there is a lockdown in many countries. So because there's a lockdown and you are locked down on the screen for some time, I wanted to ask you a few questions, and I want you to answer as candidly as possible.
Okay, done.
If not an actor and a singer, who would you be? What would be your profession?
A researcher?
A researcher.
Yeah. Or a professor. I don't know, maybe.
I'm sure
actually,
all the
I mean, to get down to basics, first would be a cricketer. If I wouldn't have been a cricketer, then because I wanted to be a cricketer as a child. Yeah.
Shahid Afridi or Sachin Tendulkar? Since you said cricket.
I think Shahid's what do you call it? Aggressiveness and Sachin's poise, both together.
चलिए आप diplomat बन जाइए. Then
Yeah.
if you had a choice to become the Prime Minister of Pakistan for a day, what is that one thing that you'd change?
Some people in my party.
Well, that is true of all political parties across the globe, yeah? Your favorite food to binge on?
Ice cream.
Ice cream.
Yeah.
And if you had to change one thing about Ali Zafar, what would it be?
Not get too much into the details or become too. I mean, I get down to like very, very intricate details of everything and worry about everything. Like I'm a perfectionist by my mind is like that. So if I could just keep myself separated and expect less.
That is a very modest way of praising oneself. I will pick up. आप एक दिलचस्प you let me know tell me one story. दिलचस्प कहानी आप बताइए. See, I'm working on my Hindi because your Urdu is fantastic, so I'm going to try my Hindi today. But आप मुझे एक कहानी बताइए which you've never narrated before, from which it could be a tale of solitude. It could be a tale of your own company, where you've kept your own company, and something that you've learned, which you've never shared before, a hardship, an inspirational story for all the young people who are watching.
Yeah, there was a time that there was a difficult time in my life and my family's life, and I mean, and when you're thrown into those moments and times, I mean, that's also there for a purpose. And once you realize the purpose, you understand that you can gain a lot from it and learn a lot from it. And I have noticed that you need to really dive and dig deep inside your own self in order to understand. And that comes through solitude. So once I was, meditating alone in solitude, and I went through an experience which was almost like an epiphany and like an awakening, and that was a beautiful experience when you wake up the next morning like a completely different person, and you can. It's like spider senses. Like one morning has an accentuated sense, like I could hear better, see better, smell better, almost read thoughts, so at that time I also wrote something, another. So I mean, then thoughts start to as poetry. I mean, everything becomes so synchronized. You can almost start predicting things that now this is going to happen, this is going to happen. There's a complete, what do you call it, synchronization and symmetry in everything. And that's a beautiful place to be in. Yeah.
Wow.
And at that point, I wrote something again. And if you're interested, I can. If people are interested and not too bored,
this is.
I can read that out also. So
would love to hear it. Would love to hear it.
So I was meditating and my eyes were closed, and I was in wilderness, because वहीं पे होती है और क्या होती है दरख्त के नीचे बैठ के आराम से solitude में, and suddenly I saw that while my eyes were closed that these dark clouds were reaching me and trying to engulf me, and it was like fear reaching me, and I suddenly opened my eyes and I was like, what is that? Like, I was scared. And then I said that I had the choice either to run away from it or to face it. So I closed my eyes again and I dove right back into that darkness, as you may call it. It's hard to define all this in words, but I'll still try to. When I dove into it, I saw and realized that the darkness is actually so beautiful. It had so many dimensions and so many things that one doesn't, so conquering your fear and then becoming very comfortable with solitude, isolation, and quietening your mind and your thoughts. So उस बारे में फिर उर्दू में एक चीज लिखी थी, but it's simple, उर्दू आपको समझ आ जाएगी. It is called सुनो. सुनो.
इरशाद is Irshad. What Irshad?
Irshad. सुनो. सुनो सरगोशी में एक आवाज है. Sargoshi means whispering. So I'll try to translate it also in English for those who can't understand Urdu. Suno Sargoshi mein bhi ek awaaz hai. Means try to listen. There is a whispering. There is a voice in the whispering also, in silence also. जो कुछ कहना चाहती है तुमसे. That wants to communicate to you. कुछ बताना चाहती है तुमको. Wants to tell you something. जो तुम ध्यान लगाओ, only if you concentrate and focus, तो शायद कुछ पोशीदा राज अपनी गिरह खोल दे. पोशीदा का मतलब छुपे हुए कुछ राज. Some hidden secrets might reveal themselves. So in your silence, in your solitude, if you concentrate, some hidden secrets will reveal themselves. आगे है, देखो, अंधेरा तुम्हें कुछ दिखाना चाहता है. Look, the darkness wants to show you something. शायद कुछ सिखाना चाहता है, wants to teach you something. कि इस तारीकी में भी एक नूर छुपा है. Noor is
moonlight, is it?
No, it's Noor is like a bright, glorious, warm light. Noor,
Moonlight.
Okay. which is almost heavenly or spiritual. Or देखो अंधेरा तुम्हें कहना चाहता है, शायद कुछ सिखाना चाहता है कि इस तारीकी में भी है. There's a light even in this darkness. जो तुम अपनी रूह को इससे मुअत्तर कर लो. रूह, spirit, मुअत्तर करना, if you soak your spirit into this darkness. So जो तुम अपनी रूह को इससे मुअत्तर कर लो, तो शायद कुछ अनजान राहें अपनी मंजिल को जा पहुंचे. So if you soak your spirit into this darkness and solitude and the darkness will show you some unseen paths and places which you could never be able to see otherwise. So yeah, likhi.
How nice. How nice.
Yeah.
And I think there's that depth in Urdu shairi and poetry which I think is not there anywhere else. I think just generally the language is such.
Urdu it's a beautiful language. Urdu की इसकी बड़ी खूबसूरती है. Yeah.
मैं पहले हिंदी सीखता हूँ उसके बाद उर्दू. पर बिल्कुल मेरा आखिरी सवाल आपको. And then with your permission we'll take a couple of questions from the audience, because all of them have been, I can see, a flood of questions. So I wanted to ask you this, that we've spoken about all these the times in our life in times of corona, सब गंभीर मामले में बात की है. But I'll ask you a lighter question. आपके घर में आपकी चलती है या is your wife the one who makes all the decisions?
No, we're both in a very nice sync. I mean, उनकी भी चलती है, मेरी भी चलती है, और हम दोनों एक ही पेज पे सोच रहे होते हैं. So there's no question of कि तुम्हारा ये तुम्हारा, बस दोनों का है जो भी है.
You had to say this, right?
That's the truth.
बिल्कुल आपसे बात करके बहुत अच्छा लगा, but let me take a few questions with your permission.
Yeah, sure.
Done. There are hundreds of requests for you to. This is a nice one, because even this is my question to you. When will we see your next film? When will we see you next in Bollywood?
भाई ये तो डिपेंड करता है on the situation, circumstances. Whenever that they become all right, we can start traveling and meeting each other then, perhaps. But for meanwhile, whoever has not seen my latest feature film must go to Netflix. It's on Netflix. It's called Tifa in Trouble. TEEFA, Tifa in Trouble. I co-wrote that, I produced that. That's like my passion project. It's an action romantic comedy, so it has everything. You'll get to see Lahore and Pakistan. So whoever hasn't been to Pakistan or Lahore or seen this culture, then you can get to see that in that film in a very entertaining manner, I hope. Yeah.
How nice. This is the one that you did in 2018, right? This is the film that you did in 2018.
Yeah.
And you will be surprised. The next question. We heard you sing in 2018 and would love you to sing Sajna Dur from Tifa, I think. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So if you sing a couple of lines, you'll make this boy called Dhawan Abhishek very happy.
Dhawan Abhishek and everybody who likes Sajna Dur. Dreaming, wishing, flying all of my way to you. Just falling in love is all that we need to do. Lay watching the falling stars that shine for you. Just falling in love is all that we need to do. Sajna dur teriya rawa takkan ve meriya bawa man vich tu rehda kyun kuch nahi kehda sukh da sa mera teri aasawa chalda nahi zor vi mera teri rooh मेरा डेरा हुण कुछ नहीं कहना तेरे बिन नहीं रहना आके कर जा तू अपनी आँचों
Fantastic, yeah.
Thank you. Thank
It
you.
is spectacular.
Thank you so much.
अब आप गिटार मत रखिए. लास्ट रिक्वेस्ट तो आपके पास गिटार है तो आई एम गोइंग टू not leave you without this song because I think it is one of the most popular songs that you've sung.
Channo, oh God. Channo, on the guitar, I'll try to sing one or two lines. Channo की आँख में एक नशा है, गाल पे उसके दिल का निशान है, इस पे फिर उसकी हया है, वो दिल ले लिया है, ये दिल बोले डंग 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 डंग.
Wow. And your last, which is a question from me. Your favorite song in Bollywood. उसकी दो लाइन अभी आप India, you're talking to people from India. So your favorite song in Bollywood और उसकी दो लाइन.
आजकल It's an old song, लेकिन इसकी स्पिरिट बड़ी अच्छी है.
जी बिल्कुल.
प्यार बांटते चलो, प्यार बांटते, प्यार बांटते चलो, प्यार बांटते, क्या हिंदू क्या मुसलमान, हम सब हैं भाई भाई, प्यार बांटते चलो, प्यार बांटते, प्यार बांटते चलो, प्यार बांटते.
वाह 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 वाह, amazing यार. This is spectacular.
Thank you.
No wonder requests on requests keep coming, but I won't trouble you more to sing.
My director, Mr. S. Rahim, is also here, the director of Tifa in Trouble. Mr. S. Rahim, he also directed Sunne Sajaniya. If anybody remembers that song, that video. Sunne Sajaniya, tere sang duniya, aise jaise har subhar. जिया नहीं जाए तेरे बिन है, तुमसे ही हमको प्यार. सुनने से जनिया तेरे संग दुनिया, ऐसे जैसे हर सुबह. जिया नहीं जाए तेरे बिन है, तुमसे ही हमको प्यार है.
How nice. अभी आप गाने के मूड में है ही तो बुलिया also is a song that everyone's requesting. At least I saw 8 requests on बुलिया.
मुक्के गयो गल मुकदी नाही, सौ हज कर आइए. गंगा गयो गल मुकदी नाही, सौ गोते खाइए. बुल्ले शाह गल ताइयों मुकदी, बुल्ले शाह गल ताइयों मुकदी, मैनू दिलों गवाइए. चल बुलिया चलो थे चलिए, जिथे सारे अन्ने, ना कोई साडी जात पछाणे, ना कोई साडी जात पछाणे, ना कोई सानू मन्ने. चल बुलिया चलो थे चलिए, जिथे सारे
Thank you so much, Ali, for that.
Thank you. Welcome, you're most welcome.
Somebody's asked, what was the first thing you will do once lockdown is over?
Shoot an action sequence for the next film.
How would you? This is a very interesting one. As a fan, would love to ask you how to approach you for a music audition.
Well, you can send it on our Lightingale Productions Facebook page. Inbox it there, and I'll tell my team to check it out. Yeah.
How sweet. And there is this question which I saw, which is, about the song Afreen, which came 5 times together, which 2 people from Pakistan have sung in Coke Studio and I think have made it an international sensation.
So वो वाला तो मुझे सही तरह नहीं आता, बट एक और रिक्वेस्ट आई थी यहाँ पर. इट्स जी ढूंढता है फिर वही फुर्सत के रात दिन. तो आज अब तो सबको मिल ही गए हैं फुर्सत के रात दिन. अब ढूंढने से क्या, अब तो सबके पास टाइम ही टाइम है. आप लोगों को आवाज ठीक आ रही है? अपने हेडफोन्स लगा लेंगे तो बेहतर आएगी.
नहीं बिल्कुल बिल्कुल आ रही है.
जी ढूंढता है फिर वही फुर्सत के रात दिन. जी ढूंढता है फिर वही फुर्सत के रात दिन. बैठे रहे तसब्बुरे जाना किए हुए. बैठे रहे तसब्बुरे जाना किए हुए. जी ढूंढता है फिर वही फुर्सत के रात दिन.
How lovely, yaar. You have a very musical voice, and you've got a very calm mind, and that's because of meditation, right? That's what you mentioned. So, aapko meditation, how do you, most of the people who are going to see this are 15, 16, 17, 18 and 19. What pushed you into meditation? Did you start meditating?
Mr. S01E04 is leaving us. He's saying, lovely seeing you guys. So bye-bye S01E04 Saab, Tadpole Films. But asking, talking about meditation, what was your question that how did I start?
How did you start meditation? Yes, what pushed you?
Yeah, I'll tell you honestly, I was, when I came to Bombay for the first time to shoot for Tere Bin Laden, so that was my first time that I left everything and came there to, I mean, for 40 days to shoot. And obviously, it was a new environment, industry for me, and living in one room for 40 days. It was the first time I was stepping out like that. So I couldn't sleep at night at all. मुझे रात को नींद नहीं आती थी for some reason. So I then started researching how do I put my mind to sleep, and so then उससे फिर मुझे techniques mind को to put your thoughts on to ease and rest. तो फिर वहाँ से मैंने start किया था कि what are the techniques. फिर उससे हुआ तब then I फिर उस पर मेरी स्टडी रिसर्च जाती रही. फिर शौक है एक ह्यूमन माइंड को समझने का. सो
Oh, nice.
Actually.
And
next question.
Let me take the last.
And also, it's not just that. Actually, I would like to add here. Since I was a child, I've always had this great urge of knowing the answers, what the truth is. वो हर किसी को होता है कि why are we here? Who am I? So anyway, so I started reading up on it, and then I mean, कुछ चीजें समझ आ जाती, कुछ नहीं आती, कुछ आपको लगता है कि समझ आ गई है, लेकिन समझ नहीं आई होती. So it's a journey, it's a process.
स्कूल की लाइफ बता दी. 2 सेंटेंस में आपने मेरी पूरी स्कूल की लाइफ बता दी. मुझे लगा कि सब कुछ आता है,
लेकिन नहीं आया. What's your message of unity between India and Pakistan? See, the thing is, so many people, crores of people, more than 100, I think 120, 30 crore people, in sabki zindagi, their life will be so much better if there was love between the two countries and we were investing in human resource and health and human development and education. It's basic maths, basic logic. Yeah.
Goes without saying. And let me take the last 2 questions. But you're singing. I don't want to stop that.
No,
you're playing the song.
I'm just messing around.
And that kind of messing around, I think nobody minds.
Let's see. What's the next question?
It says, which is, would you sing a song?
ये request है ये.
अरे बढ़िया।
जाने वो कैसे लोग थे जिनके प्यार को प्यार मिला, हमने तो जब कलियां मांगी कांटों का हार मिला, जाने वो कैसे लोग थे जिनके प्यार को प्यार मिला।
मैंने कल को गा रहा था एक्चुअली, मैंने बताया कि मैं लिपसिंग ही करूंगा क्योंकि मैं गाऊंगा तो बाकी सब भाग जाएंगे। ये एक रिक्वेस्ट था कि ऋषभ कैन यू सिंग, सो दिस इज द आंसर टू दैट। बट लेट मी टेक द लास्ट, आखिर का एक क्वेश्चन। एनी डायलॉग फ्रॉम ब्रदर की दुल्हन?
अरे भैया यूपीआई और साला नाचे नहीं तो क्या खाक आए।
Ali, let me, as we wrap this up today, what is the one song that you dedicate to both India and Pakistan? That one song that you think unites us all?
ये दोस्ती हम नहीं तो छोड़ेंगे, छोड़ेंगे दम मगर तेरा साथ ना छोड़ेंगे। देखिए अब neighbors तो हम हैं ही, you can't choose your neighbors, right? So it's best to remain in absolute sync and harmony and peace with your neighbors. And otherwise also, yeah, we have so much in common. We understand each other on so many different levels. So the best way is to just chill out, chill, and just
like how this session was so super chill. And जो आपने last song गाया तो वो मैंने भी lip sync नहीं किया, मैंने actual में गा लिया because actually I believe in it. I hope at the end of this the Tifas don't get in trouble and
no.
And that we can continue this bonhomie and camaraderie between our two countries, at least from the people to people. And that is something that as long as IIMUN is there, you can be rest assured from our end will always continue. And we count on you from Pakistan to come in and increase that bonhomie whenever the opportunity arises.